In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to replace the front display on the Samsung A24. To begin, if you haven't already, power the device off, and then we're going to warm up this back cover. You can use something like a heat gun and move it around like that. Use a hairdryer. I have actually warmed this up on the hot plate already, so it's nice and warm to the touch. To access the front screen, we need to remove the back cover. Start off with a single-sided razor blade like this, and I'm going to pop it in the bottom there, and you're going to very carefully sort of pry back like that, leaving a small little incision in the back of the phone. Add a couple of drops of alcohol into that little gap you've just created, and that's going to really soften that adhesive on the back cover, creating a larger gap for us to fit this blue guitar pick into. And at this point we can just run this around, separating the back cover from that mid frame on the phone. If you get stuck at all, just add a few more drops of alcohol, but the heat has softened this already, so it's not difficult to remove on this one at all. I'm running this pick in maybe 10 millimeters or so. I wouldn't go any deeper than that, but I'm also sort of lifting up and twisting at the same time so that I'm not running it against the battery or any of the flex cables that you can see inside the phone as well. At the bottom area, there's not anything that you can damage, so I have inserted it a bit deeper because I know that there's that adhesive there what needs cutting off, but that's it. That's that back cover removed. Very, very simple. You probably could get that off, in all honesty, without any heat at all. Next, we're going to remove all these screws on the mid frame. You can see that there's a screw hiding under the camera lens protector thing anyway, so let's start off by removing that. You should be able to get underneath it with some tweezers, and it should pop off quite easily. So get that out of the way, and you can see there's more screws under there, so don't forget to get that out of the way first. I'll use this little electric driver with a Phillips 000 or 00 screwdriver bit on the end of it, and it does make quite light work with all these screws on the back cover here, but there is on this one quite a lot. And it's a typical Samsung screw where it always wants to stick in the frame and not stick to my magnet, which, unless you're new here, happens more than it really should. Anyway, that's all those screws removed. I'll just use the tweezers to get these remaining screws out of the way. I don't know if that's still screwed in a little bit. Maybe that one just needs a little bit more out. There we go. So now that they're all removed, we're going to move down to the bottom of the phone, and we're going to do the same again. There's another 8 or so, 7 or 8 screws, 6 or 7 screws you might say. But yeah, get all those removed before you try and remove this mid frame, especially. Just a couple more now, and then we can move on, because it seems like an endless amount of screws. All these screws are the same size. I would recommend storing them on a magnetic mat like this one. I'll put a link in the video description below where you can buy one of these. But yeah, they're all the same size, so don't worry about mixing them up. Next, we need to disconnect this little cable here. Just use a plastic spudger to disconnect it. That's for the fingerprint sensor on the power button there. Now you need to remove the SIM tray. This is important at this point because the mid frame needs to come off, so that's all this stuff on the back, so this plastic frame around the edge. The SIM tray area is a nice spot for it, and what we're going to do, you can see the edge of the screen and you can see the edge of the mid frame. You're going to insert the plastic guitar pick into that gap there, so you see it goes in, and then we're going to run it down. You have to use a bit of force when you're doing this, especially on the corners. It's always tough. It's just stuck down quite hard. Be careful when you get to these bits. To be honest, if you can miss it, or you only go in a little touch, then just do that, because you don't want to damage that that power button there. And then that's it. We come around all 4 edges. It just comes away very easily like that, and you can store this safely for reinstallation later. At this point, it's a good idea to disconnect first of all the battery. I'm going to leave this thing connected except for this part of it here. I'll leave it connected there, and I'm going to leave it connected there. That's because we'll take it all out as one, including these cables here and these cables here. So unscrew this little black screw, store that on the magnetic mat. Just note that that is a different size to the other screws that we removed, and then remove this one just here. Just to note, these two little black screws are different sizes to the other screws that we removed, so just bear that in mind. And then it'd also be a good idea to just add some isopropyl alcohol down this edge of the battery and down this edge. With the front camera there, you can leave it connected, but just pop it out, get it out of the way there, and then you should be able to lift up that logic board quite easily. Beware that these are still connected under here, so you might have to just pop them out with your spudger, and then you can bring this away like that, and then let's hold this all together at one. You should be able to get under here, pop that up if it's not come straight away. One thing that I know is that the screen is, made a small error there, because this part here of the screen is still connected to that subboard. So we'll add a bit of alcohol, or you could use heat, and you just want to get underneath it with that spudger and separate it from that board. Get something a little bit sharper than that. It's stuck down quite well. So separate that, then lift that up, and then remove the board in that order, rather than the stupid way I did it before. Vibration motor normally needs to come out, although every time I remember to take it out in advance, it turns out that we've already got a vibration motor on the new service pack, but we'll find out in a minute, but I'll remove it anyway. If the adhesive stays on it, brilliant, because you can reuse that and stick it down. If not, just cut a little bit of double-sided tape. To remove the battery now, you're going to have to peel at this part here, and it literally tells you what to do, so you don't even need me to tell you, but you're going to pull it out. Sometimes these need a good bit of strength to get them out, so don't be scared if you're really yanking at it and it's not coming. Just pull a bit harder and it will come out eventually. Flatten out any of these little creases that have appeared on the back of the battery. If, however, your battery has become bent, so this is nice and straight, look, if it's become bent or deformed, then I would recommend strongly replacing it. Also, if those crinkly bits that I was showing you there are more like a deflated balloon, then I would recommend replacing that too. But this is in fine condition and can certainly be reused. Now that everything is out of this little frame here, notice that we've got the volume button still there and the ear speaker still there. Let's get the new part, which is of course an A24 4G screen. It comes in a box like this. We've got it from our supplier, which is Mobile Centric. So I'll put a link for where you can buy this in the description below. They are a very good supplier of genuine Samsung service pack parts, as well as Apple and other brands. So this is a genuine service pack part. I can't remember where I was up to before I got interrupted by a customer, but basically it comes with the frame. It's got the volume buttons on there. It's got the ear speaker on there, but I was right for once. It didn't have the vibration motor on there. Sometimes these come and they've got batteries in them. They come in various different forms, but this one, as what I've just told you, it's got, we'll need to stick the battery in there, the motherboard, the cameras, everything else, and put it all back together. So let's get cracking with that. Start off with the battery. I'll put some adhesive on it. This is just 10mm tester tape, and I'm going to put a couple of strips on it. For this one, I don't know why, but I couldn't get any adhesives for this phone whatsoever. So we're going to use tape to re-secure everything down. I did a Samsung earlier that had been stuck together with glue and it was absolutely hideous. However, I know using these tapes we can do a pretty convincing job. Before, we've always been able to get these genuine parts, but what we did struggle with before was adhesives, and we seem to be struggling again with them. So I'm confident that the double-sided taping method is the best way to move forward with these. Anyway, I am talking rubbish, so we better move on with the repair. Can you remember that we took this all out together, look, in one piece like that? Well, we can put it all back together in one piece like that. And I know what you're thinking. You've forgotten the vibration motor, you big wally. Well, we'll just peel that back up like that. drop it in there, push down to make sure that it gets some adhesive on there, and you can push on that bit as well. But to be honest, the contacts there will touch there and it'll push that down anyway. Drop that into place like that, make sure that it goes where it belongs and doesn't sit wonky at all. And then, if you remember rightly, we've got a little black screw that goes in just there. There is a small bit of tape that we need. Same again with the little strips of Tessa tape, look. I'm just going to cut a very small strip off and I'm going to stick it just here. This is just 3mm tape. I tend to have 10mm, 5mm and 3mm all available on the desk at once. That's not perfect and it's not right either. Let's just lift that back up with a little bit of alcohol. It needs to sit square. There's like two little grooves that has to sit into. There we go. But now I've put some alcohol on it. It's lost its stickiness, look. What a disaster. Anyway, push that there, push that there. In a minute, I'll come back and I'll push that down and make sure that it's sat right. But that alcohol needs to stop doing its thing. It'll evaporate in a minute. Let's go back up this top area here, ignoring that small fumble. Get this screw back in. We can apply some pressure to the camera there. You see these cameras, sometimes they have some bit of tape on them. We need to just get that out of the way so that you can see through the camera. Next up, we've got this bit to tidy up. So red cable on the bottom, push it down all the way through, and then the white one goes on the top. So it's best to start one end and just push all the way through. Otherwise, if you start on both ends, you'll meet in the middle and there'll be a little bit of excess. So just start one end, push it down, and then that all looks pretty good. This maybe, there we go. Who doubted me? Who doubted that weren't going to stick? Anyway, battery, reconnect it. And then you're going to look at it and you're going to think, does this look like it's supposed to? Does it look like it did before I took it apart? We've got the two screws in, we've got the vibration motor, ear speaker, front camera. All the cables are connected and the battery is plugged in. There is this guy here, what's unplugged, but that's for the power button that we're going to stick on now. It's ready to reassemble some more. This guy, just get hold of it like that, lay it on top of everything and make sure that it's sat pretty close to where it wants to be, and then start applying pressure. You're going to see it all sits down really nice. Once you've got it in, just have a look along this edge. You should see no gaps between the midframe and the edge of the screen. Same there, corners. Oh, there we go, we've got a gap, look. Squeeze it, it's gone. Magic. Just sort of really amplifies that you need to check it before you move on. You can plug this guy back in. And then you can turn it on at this point. It should power on. And you should get a picture. There we go, just like that, magic. Whilst that's turning on, we'll test it properly in a bit. We've got all these screws to put back in. There were 7 at the bottom, and whatever were left goes in the top. Whilst these are all getting screwed back in with my nice torque driver, if you end up buying one of these drivers, I found that the right torque setting is about 4.5 to 5 for these Samsung screws. It just grips it just enough and then it stops screwing in, which is ideal because especially with these like plasticky sort of mid frames, this driver will just, it's got a lot of torque in it and it'll just rip through and damage things if you don't have it on the right torque setting. So just beware of that if you are susceptible to being influenced by my links in the description below. Right. That was my evil laugh, by the way. And just while I'm down the bottom area here, I'm going to peel off these little bits of adhesive. We'll do a proper cleanup in a small minute. But it's always good to do things as you're going along. I just have a habit of always picking at bits of adhesive whenever I see anything loose like that. Except that bit of adhesive what got stuck there, of course. Anyway, ignoring that part, I always just peel at it. Sometimes I have been called the repairy fairy because one of the colleagues will leave a phone on the hot plate or something to have the adhesive took off, and I'll just, without even thinking about it, I'll just stop taking the adhesive off it or doing the job, because my hands work before my head does, I suppose. And if there is something to fix, these hands are gonna fix it, baby. This video has actually been jokes. I've just talked rubbish all the way through. But when there's all these screws to get in, sometimes you've just got to improvise. The last thing, once we've got all those screws in place, we've got this little lens cover thing. I'm just going to use a little dust blowing bulb to clean it all off, make sure that there's no dust and gunk and stuff on there, and then push it down like that. Now, as I discussed at the beginning of the video, or actually when we were taking the battery out of this, for this model, I've not been able to get any adhesives. So instead, we're gonna make our own adhesive with, this time we've got 5mm tester tape. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna stick it on, and then I'm gonna use the flat end of the spudger to really dig it into the grooves and the edges, so that it's nice and tight, nice and neat. And yeah, it's just gonna do a real nice job of sticking the old back cover back onto the phone. So I'm going to do each edge first, so we've got 4 edges to do, and I'm going to use 5mm all the way around. I think that's more than suitable. Just the point of doing this is just not to use any glue, because I'm so against phone repair glues. Today I'm not going to go into a big rant about it, but it's just rubbish and it don't work very well, and it's hard for the next repair person to work on. So just once you've got that, cut away tight to each piece of tape, tight to the corners, chop it off and work around and do all 4 edges. Watch out for any antennas, and watch out for your fingers as well, I suppose, if you're using a little razor blade like me. You don't want to chop your fingers off. They're your money makers if you're doing this for a living. So that's 4 things, 4 edges. What I've just noticed is that I've not actually took the adhesive off this old back cover. So to remove that, we've got this little spindle tool. When I press this button, this thing spins. You can't see, oh, you might be able to see it spinning with that bit. It spins and it pulls off the adhesive, or it's supposed to. There we go. It works better if the adhesive's warm. Normally, I'll warm up the back cover, remove it. So eventually, it looks a little bit like that. And you see these little loose bits what are left over. If you get a cloth with a bit of alcohol on them, then you can just have a little rub away, get rid of as much of it as possible. Although most of that is just little marks from where the adhesive's been. It's not like thick bits of adhesive what's left behind. There's also a little bit of adhesive around the edge there. Just make sure you leave that on if you can. And then peel off the backing sheet of your tester tape. This tape is also available at Mobile Centric, so I've linked in the description below. It makes a big difference using this rather than like cheap copy 3M stuff or the very cheap double-sided repair tapes you can buy. Honestly, just buy the good stuff and you will be a lot better off. It's not cheap, but it lasts a long time and it's good. Stick it back on, and then you can sort of test the phone, make sure that it's all working, make sure touch works. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's how to repair the screen on the Samsung A24. See you in the next video.